What is going on today, guys? Tomcat here, and today I am bringing you guys another Spin Tires video. Now, in this video, we are going to be doing a follow-up to the old diesel truck challenge that I did a long time ago, back pretty much, I want to say maybe a week after I originally started modding Spin Tires, and that was kind of an unfair battle in multiple ways, because some trucks weren't complete yet, some trucks were just like kind of in the modding phase, some trucks were done, some trucks were they had little issues with them, and also there was a big problem with the fact that we didn't really have anybody to represent Chevy. The only thing we had back in that battle was a GMC 6x6, and it wasn't really a fair comparison. However, now we have, as you can see, we have a Silverado 2500 HD Duramax to go up against this F350 and this 3500. Now, you know, you could say, yeah, well, why isn't it a Silverado 3500 and a dually like the others? Well, because nobody's made one yet. That's why. Nobody's made one yet. If someone had made one, I would be driving it right here. Don't worry about that. I would be driving it already right here if someone had made one, but this is the case. This is what we have, and I also just recently installed a realistic sounds pack for each one of these trucks, so they are as close to real life as they're gonna get in Spin Tires, at least so far, unless somebody comes out with a better sound mod. These are as close as they're gonna get to their real life counterparts. So we're gonna be driving the 2500 Duramax first, and we're gonna be doing some off-roading, and we're gonna be doing some speed. We're gonna be doing some other things, and just kind of seeing how it does, giving an overall opinions on the truck, a little bit of a review of the truck. So as you guys can hear, this is much closer to an authentic sound than it was before. I'll just shut up for a second and let you hear it. Hopefully you can hear it really well. And it definitely rolls coal as well, that's for sure. Now, I don't have a suitable trailer to do a trailer towing challenge with these yet, but I will. I plan on doing a follow-up to this where I get another trailer, a suitable trailer for these trucks, and do just a trailer towing shootout, because I feel like a trailer towing shootout would kind of dominate a whole video. So that's why I decided not to include it in this video, because like I said, it's kind of its own video in itself. It's kind of its own topic that you really want to be able to focus on and see. But as far as overall opinions of the trucks go, I'm definitely liking the fact that this has a lot of suspension travel, and I'm liking the quality of the mod as well. I mean, you guys know, if you guys saw my original review of this mod, it's a very high quality mod. I mean, the lighting and the shaders are a little bit weird, but that could be an effect of the Graphics Essentials mod that I'm running. But overall, though, I really like this truck. It's a very well put together truck. I like I said before, the suspension travel is good. It drives nicely. It drives nicely. The back end slides around a little bit, but that's okay. It's fun. It's something you can have fun with. It's something to manage, yeah, but like I said, it's something you can have fun with. Now, we're gonna bring each one to this little testing ground, and we're gonna run them across this obstacle primarily, maybe a couple of the other ones, but we're gonna primarily run them across this obstacle and show you guys the suspension travel. Now, the fact that this truck has a lot of suspension travel definitely helps it out. It's more lifted than the other two, which definitely adds a lot of it gives a lot of advantages as far as off-roading goes. I mean, I don't even have the diff locked. I'm still in high. It just charges straight up the hill, no issues whatsoever. It's not quite as powerful as the other two, but I feel like it's very well sorted. The grip is great. Just the overall dynamics of this truck really work well for off-roading. Towing, or the little bit of towing that I have done with it, but I need to get a new trailer for these. I really do, because the trailer that I need to get for these would be perfect for this competition. I just cannot remember. Two things. I can't remember where to get it, which I will find it eventually. I'll Google and Google and Google until I find it for you guys. But and once I find it, whoa, and that's the disadvantage of this truck. Sometimes it spins out unexpectedly, but once I find that trailer, I'll definitely do a trailer towing shootout with these trucks. But the next thing I want to try with this truck is see how it does through the swamp. Now, through the swamp, it depends on how it does through the swamp. Just depends on, well, it depends on a couple things. It depends how good it is going through water. Depends on how it is going through deeper water, and depends on how powerful it is. And it's handling it really well. Definitely not bad as far as just the going through water goes. It's definitely not bad at all. And this is, it's not easy terrain. We've got grass to deal with, weeds, mud, And also just this swampy area to deal with. And honestly, it's not a bogger truck. It's not a bogging swamp truck, but it manages it very well. I mean, I haven't even come close to getting it stuck, and we're still in high. I mean, everything's locked, all-wheel drive, diff, everything's locked, but I haven't even put it in low yet. So it's definitely having a little bit of trouble. That was the first time I had to stick it in low to get it through there. Kind of hit a little bit of a mud bank, but other than that, it works very well through these muddy, swampy areas. As long as you don't get it all the way underwater, you're fine. I've actually never tried to drive across that before. I wonder if it's actually drivable. Like, I wonder if it's actually possible to drive across it. I don't know. I gotta try it. Either way, win or lose, I gotta try it. Oh, come on. Yeah, I was like, I need to lock that diff again. There's no way we're getting anywhere without. What the heck? So it just won't go? Yeah, no, it's not gonna work. Just because of the way that just because of what it is and how there's rungs at each level, it's not gonna work. It's not gonna work at all. But I mean, that's not what this truck is made for. That is really not what this truck is made for. The heck is that bush really like? Are we getting stuck just because of that bush? Seriously? Jeez, come on. Wow, it's gotten really deep here. It's just like mud and weeds. Are you serious? I actually got it stuck? I could back out. As long as we don't... Yeah, I was afraid we were going to clip that tree and it would be all over for us. But no, we're good. Well, maybe not. Nah. Yeah, I don't know. I think we got it stuck. You could probably work it out of here if you just kept working it back and forth for a while. But for all intents and purposes, right now, it's stuck. So we're going to move on to the sorry, not the F350. Why did I say F350 earlier? F450. And let you hear some of the sounds on that, because the startup sound is actually one of the best in this pack. So I'll just go ahead and be quiet and let you guys hear that. And I don't know if the modder, like the original modder, had a sense of humor when he made it take when he made the Ford take twice, like they take 2 times to start. Like you had to try and crank it twice before it would start. I don't know if it's because he had a sense of humor or if that was just built into the mod. Either way, it's kind of funny. It's kind of funny just to see that. But I don't know. Either way, it's cool. It's cool. Now, it's much faster than the Duramax. That's for sure. It's much faster than the Duramax. It puts a lot of power down. Actually, I mean, that could be due to a ton of things. I mean, obviously the performance file the mod is based on, and also the extra grip you get from the dualies in the back. But not a bad truck at all. This truck is very, very nice. Very, very, like I said before, very, very fast, very powerful. I mean, well, very, very fast. Very fast for, you know, a quad cab dually diesel truck. But, I mean, and yes, I know some of them can be very fast. I mean, this one's decently fast, but not crazy fast. We'll get to that one later. We'll get to the crazy fast one later. Now, this doesn't have anywhere near as much suspension travel as the Chevy did, but I think that's okay because of what this truck's for. I mean, this is not really an off-roader. It's not focused on off-roading. I mean, you can off-road with it, but it's not focused on it. It's not what this truck is made for. This truck is made for pulling, or it's made, at least primarily, for pulling, which we're going to try out in the next, like I said, in the next part of this challenge. But we are going to take it off-road, and we are going to test it. We're going to take it over the handling course, and, wow, I lined up badly for that. We're going to take it over the handling course, and we're also going to take it to the swamp, and who knows, we might take all three to a nice little hill climbing spot later on in the video and see how they do. I think we will. I think that'll be fun. So we've got the diff locked, we've got all-wheel drive on, and as you can see, the Chevy definitely didn't bounce this much over this part of the course. It definitely wasn't this bouncy. The springs, well, not just the springs, but the suspension in general on this F350 is a lot stiffer than it was on the Chevy. But the difference of the two is that this, like I said before, is better at putting its power down. It's better at putting its power down, and it's quicker. It's a lot quicker, which matters. I mean, which can matter depending on what you want your truck to be, depending on what you want to use it for in spin tires, depending on what you want to do with it, like get caught on a sapling like this, but depending on what you want to do with it, those could be good or bad things. I mean, if you're looking for more of an off-roader, the Chevy is probably what you're going to go for. If you want something to tow trailers with, this Ford is probably the better of the two. Now, I can't find the swamp. I've completely lost track of where the swamp is. I think it's over here. Yeah, it's over there. Because everything is just slightly darker over there. Yeah, I can see it. I can see the swamp. I'm expecting that this may not do as well in the swamp, but you never know because, wow, okay. Just took that one right down. Just took it completely just clean off. But it could go either way in the swamp because it's not as high, it's not as lifted as the Chevy was, but it's got a lot more power. So that extra power could just demolish everything as well. I mean, we're taking down trees left and right, and it's powering through this swamp. Nothing is phasing it, really. It just doesn't seem phased at all. There's the stuck Chevy over there. But this thing just goes and goes and goes. I haven't even put it in low yet, and it just powers straight through everything. The only problem is it's a little bit more of a rollover risk than the Chevy, but either way, this thing is very powerful. It's very powerful, very effective at pretty much everything that you would want to do with it. And like I said, we'll take it to the hill climb challenge later on in the video. But definitely powerful, definitely fast. And the sound, though, the sound is something I really wanted to focus on with this video because of the updated sound packs. Now, the updated sound pack is just, I don't know, it's really cool. It adds a lot to these trucks, and I'll leave a link down in the description below to where you guys can download the sound packs for these, the sound pack for these trucks, because it makes a world of difference. It really does make a world of difference in just the immersion factor and the overall fun of the game, really. I mean, I'll just let you guys go ahead and hear this really authentic Power Stroke sound again. Just no problem. Plows right through it. Plows right through the swamp. Absolutely no problem whatsoever. Now, we're going to go ahead and switch to the to the third truck, the 3500. Now, it also got modded and upgraded sounds, but the power, the power is insane. Now, listen to this idle. I mean, if that's not an authentic Cummins idle, I don't know what is. That's like by far the best sounding idles I've ever heard in Spin Tires. Is so close to authentic. I mean, seriously, listen to that. Seriously though, I mean, you can do a lot with this truck. I mean, especially if you want to do a hard launch, you can actually stick it in. You could stick it in low, put the e-brake on, build up the boost, spool the turbo, and then take the e-brake off, launch, and then kick it into high. And sometimes it doesn't work. You have to kind of train yourself how to do it because of the fact that the gearboxes in Spin Tires are pretty slow. But once you get it, it can actually launch really well. It can launch really nicely. I mean, if there was racing in Spin Tires, this would be a drag monster in Spin Tires because it's so powerful and launches so well. Now, the only problem with this truck, though, is the suspension. I mean, if you thought the F450 suspension was a little bumpy, like just a little bouncy, bumpy, the suspension in this, and wow, I've gotten it stuck. Are you kidding me? It should not be stuck there. It should not be stuck there. Okay, there we go. We're good. But if you guys thought the suspension in the F450 was bouncy and bumpy, yeah, the ride in this makes the ride of the F450 seem like a Rolls-Royce Phantom, because this is so bouncy, like just all over the place, that I did not mean to put the parking brake on. I meant to take the diff lock off, but like I said though, it's so bouncy that it can go all over the place. It has one of the highest risks of rolling over of any truck I've ever had in Spin Tires. It is so rolly. The suspension is super bouncy as well. And I don't know if it's drowning out my voice at all. I hope it's not, but it may be. I don't know. Now, it does have a lot of suspension travel, but the only problem with this truck is the suspension isn't really animated. It isn't really there, which is kind of weird and awkward when you're actually doing off-road because you can't see it. And that's actually one of the good points about the Chevy, because it has a really well-rendered, well-animated suspension. You could see it working, you could see it doing its job, and it's a really nice thing to have because it's probably the best suspension animation by far of any mod in spin tires, because of the fact that you can see everything that's going on. You can see all the parts. You can see pretty much anything you want to see in that suspension. Everything, the shocks, the springs, everything works. Everything's high detail. You just see all of it. But neither one of those trucks, again, neither one of those trucks can come close to this Ram in outright power. Outright power and speed, this thing is crazy. And yeah, it does get itself into situations like that a lot. But it is something you do learn to deal with. And because of the snap feature, it doesn't really matter. But if you're trying to do some realistic off-roading, it can be a bit frustrating. I mean, it depends on how you play spin tires and why you play spin tires. If you play it to be a realistic simulation and you like to be authentic all the time, then this truck might be a little bit, it might not be the best truck for you because of the fact that the suspension is almost, it's pretty much unrealistically bouncy. But if you just play spin tires just for the sheer fun of it and just want to have fun, just mess around in the mud, and you just like to, you know, just use the snap feature when you mess up or roll over or get stuck, this truck is brilliant for you. It's absolutely perfect because it's so fun to use. Now let me see, let me just try to do just a run straight across the swamp from one side to the other on full power. Yeah, it sinks. It sinks quite a bit, but I mean, it pulls itself out. But yeah, it definitely sinks in the mud and the water because of the fact that the suspension is awkward. It's weirdly bouncy. It's not very lifted, and it's just not the greatest suspension out there. I mean, this truck, yeah, definitely, like I said before, has the power advantage, but it has a few other problems. Like, the suspension is a big problem. It's just like the bounciness of it and how it's just weird at times. It just kind of gets to be a really awkward truck to use. So we're going to go ahead, though, and take these to the last test for this video. Like I said, we're going to save the trailer towing test for the next one. And we're going to take this truck to a hill climbing area. Well, actually, not going to take this truck. We're going to take all three trucks, and we're going to start with the Silverado. We're going to actually rescue the truck because it would be the easiest, by far the easiest thing to do. We're going to go ahead and drive it there. And whoa, I just realized you can actually, let me actually leave it in the regular auto mode. And you can, no, not really. I was going to see if you can put the e-brake on. Wow, that's the truck with the e-brake on. And then you let, the e-brake does almost nothing. The e-brake does almost nothing. I mean, it holds the Ram in place. This, it does nothing for. It does absolutely nothing. We're going to go ahead and take this truck to the hill climbing area. And we're going to see, come on, pull yourself out. Pull yourself out. Come on, there you go. We're going to see how it does, and we're going to see not only how quickly it gets up the hill climb, but also how stable it is. Because as you guys saw with the other two trucks, they're nowhere near as stable as this thing. However, this thing likes to oversteer all the time, so it kind of has its own, I don't know, that could be a good problem though, because if you're like me, you like to slide things around. You like to slide rear-wheel drive vehicles around, so it's definitely, it could be an issue for some people, but not for me. I find it fun. I find it interesting. I find that it makes the driving experience more fun. But when you are hill climbing, it can pose a problem sometimes. Not very often, though. And as you can see, it's got enough suspension travel to where the tires are generally always the first thing to hit anything. Even if you're just going straight at an obstacle, the tires are usually what's going to be the first thing to hit in this truck, which is not the case with the Ram or the Ford. Now, I don't know if you guys have ever tried this hill climbing section before, but it's actually a little bit harder than it looks. It can be a little bit harder than it looks just for a couple of reasons, because some of these parts you can actually beach the truck on if you're not careful, and you can also slide. It's actually a really slidey hill climb for some reason. Let's see if we can get some grip. It's looking for grip. There we go. It found it. It found it. We're good to go. This last part is by far the hardest part, though. You kind of have to get out of it at an angle. And there you go. And as you can see, this is definitely, if I was going to pick ones just strictly for off-roading, it would definitely be this Silverado, because it's so good. It's so reliable off-road. It's so, it does what you want it to do. It does what you want it to do. It doesn't have any weird, unexpected, doesn't make any weird, unexpected moves all the time, like one of the other trucks. Not going to name names, but one of the other trucks. And yeah, the e-brake, though, The e-brake in this truck is useless. Absolutely useless. If you try and park on a hill with that e-brake, it's not going to hold you whatsoever. So we're going to park it up here. We're going to park it like right here on this tree. And then we're going to switch to the Ford F450. And actually, since we're close enough to the edge, we can just power this one right out. It's not stuck. We can just power it out. Come on. Come on. I don't even know where I am. Hopefully I can find my way out of here. I mean, I can see the Dodge, but I don't know where that road leads. So hopefully it leads to the crawling section. Because if it doesn't, I might be a little bit angry about that. We'll see. I'm hoping it does. It should lead to the crawling section because most of the roads on this map are loops. Which is nice because it makes it kind of difficult to get lost, which is generally always a good thing. I think I know where I am. Yes, I know exactly. I know. Maybe. Wait just a minute. Oh no, I know where. Okay, I know where I am. I know exactly where the hill climbing section is. Yeah, okay, we're good to go. I was just a little like flustered for a second because I had no idea where the crawling section was. I was just like not realizing where I was on the map. Alright, diff lock on, low range, all-wheel drive. Let's see what you can do at 450. It's got the power for it, that's for sure. It's got grip, it's got power. It's not, I don't know, the suspension, it doesn't handle the bumps quite as well as the Chevy does. And yeah, because it's not quite as lifted, we may have to find a different route because of the fact that, no, we're good. We're good. Never mind, I thought we were beached there for a second, but no, we're good. Power up the... Okay, well, that wasn't the route I intended to take, but it made it. It worked. As long as it works, I guess that's good. I guess it... And we roll over at the end. Doesn't really matter because we made it, but that was pretty epic. It did better than I thought it would. It didn't roll over once except for right there at the end. Now for the crazy one. Now for the one that, that has a little too much boost. Then again, too much boost is actually a good thing in spin tires, because if you want to have fun with this truck, or any truck, if you want to have fun, this truck is what you want to go for. I feel like I can hear the Ford just idling off in the distance. I don't know, maybe that's just me. Maybe that's just my imagination. I don't know. No, I do. I hear it. I hear it idling off in the distance. Yep, I hear it. Alright, now, let's see how this power monster does on this hill climb. Oh, yeah, it's powerful. No doubt about that. No doubt about that. I would say it's probably nearly a tie between the Ford and the Dodge. I think the Dodge is probably just a tiny bit faster. It felt a tiny bit faster. The Chevy was by far the slowest to get up, but it kind of felt the most controlled. It felt like I was doing more of like controlled off-roading rather than just full power off-roading, but both types are fun. So if you guys enjoyed this first part of this diesel truck shootout, don't forget to leave me a like. Tell me in the comment section down below what you guys thought of it. And if you're new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe for more. And I will see you guys in the next one where we do a trailer towing challenge. Hope you guys enjoyed. See you guys in the next one.